Okay, Cuban Fury. So Nick Frost came on the programme. So the story is, just to do a recap, so when he was a kid, he was a salsa dancer. Then he got bullied for wearing too many sequins. You know, salsa dancing is not something that men do. Then cut to later on in life. He's a kind of schlubby guy whose only interest appears to be in lathes, until he discovers that his new boss, Rashida Jones, is in fact a salsa dancer. And this may be there for a reason to slip back into the alligator shoes, but in order to do so, he'll have to overcome all this sort of childhood trauma. He goes back to salsa lessons and meets a whole bunch of people who become his new sort of salsa group. But can he find it within himself to get back into the spirit of salsa as everyone else wills him along? Here's a clip.
God, you know, I thought it was number 4, and then I thought, no, it's number 14, and then I thought it's number 40, and then I went to 14, and then I went to 40, but there isn't a 40. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Oh, hello. Oh.
One more for me.
You want a drink?
Do you have any Fanta?
I do not.
That's a shame. Because I do.
Wow. I'll get glasses.
No, no, no. It's not a wedding. You drink from the bottle.
Thank you.
Salomati.
Ah, Salomati. It's flat.
It's not flat. It's a still. It's still Fanta.
Why don't I do still Fanta?
They don't do still Fanta. I have to make my own. You just open the bottle, put it on the balcony. 2 days later, boom, shake the room. Yes, please.
It's quite funny. It is. So that's Kyvan Novak, who I have to say, in many of the scenes, sort of, you know, steals the show, and he does the whole thing turned up to 11. And whether you know exactly how you react to that performance is, but actually, I think that is funny.
Still Fanta.
Still Fanta, yes. Boom, shake the room. And you know, Olivia Colman plays Nick Frost's sister, who's a cocktail mixer,
and is happy for
and
the
he's
whole
happy
film.
For the whole film.
Once.
Yes, I know. You
a lovely thing.
You said how rare it was to see a film
she's
in which
normally been
Olivia
hit.
Colman wasn't being horribly mistreated. And you know, I love her. I think she's great. Chris O'Dowd plays this absolutely smackable office lech, who is indeed absolutely smackable all the way through. And then at the centre of it, you have Nick Frost, who I think is a really likeable, really sort of charming, you know, funny, good-hearted guy with a very good eye for physical comedy. There's a sequence at the beginning when he's eating yogurt, which is very funny. I mean, only very few people could make eating yogurt funny. So I think the question then is, why is it that I don't like the movie more than I do? Because I did find the movie rather lumpen and rather disappointing. And I think that what it is in the end is, I think the script isn't as good as it needs to be. I think the direction is kind of rather flat and rather televisual. And it ends up being a kind of a selection of individual bits, many of which are individually funny. But as a whole movie, it doesn't hang together. I mean, it's funny, when I came out of it, I was quite disappointed by how much I hadn't laughed. And I really want to like it more, partly because I really like Nick Frost, and I think the movie's, you know, got the basis of a good idea in there. But I think it demonstrates once again just how hard it is to get comic timing right in terms of direction, not in terms of performance, but in terms of direction and script writing. And for me, although the individual elements may be charming, the film itself is very heavy on its feet, which is kind of ironic for a film about salsa.